So let's start off by having you tell a little. It's an interesting true story. Talk a little bit about the film and sort of set the stage of the real story and how the film fits into that.
Um, have you seen the film?
I just finished watching it. Yes.
I haven't seen
Oh, you
it.
haven't. So
No,
I'm way ahead of you on this.
I haven't. I haven't
I'll
seen
tell you what
it.
happens.
I haven't seen it. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. Yeah, there were a lot of changes from when we filmed it to now. All great, certainly. So yeah, you are probably much you're well versed in this. I will say that I'm a sucker for a good true story, and I think especially in this time where we are amplifying Black stories is essential. And I mean, that wasn't my agenda at the time, taking on the role. It was just like, cool true story, and told from a different, a much needed different point of view.
Yeah, and why don't you tell a little bit of the true story about the oil spill and kind of what happened and where the plot
Well,
is.
what had happened was there are some white men who are doing a bunch of bad things. Now, I don't know if you know this, but like that happens a lot. Okay? They get greedy, they cover things up, they spill a bunch of nasty chemicals into the ocean and try to blame other people. They obfuscate the issue, and you have getting my biblical knowledge confused in my brain right now, but I'm pretty sure David's the small one and Goliath is the giant, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Mike is our David, and he ultimately takes on the bad dudes, the bad oil companies, and the politicians, and brings the story to light. So and we became very good friends. I'm so happy. That was like probably the best thing to come out of that whole experience was meeting Mike. Love that guy.
Yeah, talk a little bit about your character Fran and how she fits into the plot.
Fran, Fran is like I mean, I don't know if she's the secretary, question mark, or she's she's someone who is who helps speed along, who helps deliver information, and I think like a lot of people probably in that time or dealing with that particular issue, found that the support for someone like Mike's character, that there was a lot of racism and other things that were, occurring that were, specific towards him. And I do remember actually shooting a scene where she had to use the N-word, and I had never uttered that word on, like, I was like, what? Super comfortable right now. And I was like, and even like trying to discuss the scene. I'm like, how do I, so this word, okay, it was ridiculous. It's like getting permission to just say something in like in a safe space. But she very much is, behind Mike's character, behind, and for getting to the truth. Mm-hmm. And plus, she gets to wear these really cool outfits, which I'm like all about. I think that's favorite period for fashion, 70s and 80s were just like the best.
So talk a little bit about the experience of working with Mike, either in front of the camera or behind the camera. What was it he liked to work with?
Well, I liked him before. I was a fan of Mike's before. He because I'm a fan of his work and just, he seemed really cool. I was like, please just don't be a douche. Please be cool. Like, I was like, oh, I'd be so sad. And he exceeded all my expectations. He is so like kind and polite, professional, funny, just charming. He's so thorough with his work. He knows exactly what he wants. He probably would make a very good director if he hasn't been thinking about it. I would say that he should at some point. And he was a real just like leader. He really took on the role of I don't want to say like savior, but like, the captain, like, we got this, just made me feel like super comfortable. He really was just very observant of how everything was going on set, making sure everybody was being treated with respect. I just can't say enough great things about him. My only complaint is that I didn't have more to do.